Good morning to one and all present here. Today I am going to talk about basic concepts of object-oriented programming. So what is my object-oriented programming? So this approach is developed for creating a basic programming by building the combination of data and functions which operates on data. Some of the object-oriented programming languages are C++, Java, C Sharp, Smalltalk, Perl, Python, etc. So our object-oriented programming language follows a bottom-up design technique. So these are the basic concepts of object-oriented paradigm. So objects, classes, data abstraction, data encapsulation, data hiding, overloading, inheritance, polymorphism, data binding, and message passing. So what are the concepts, basic concepts of object-oriented programming are class, object, abstraction, encapsulation, polymorphism, and inheritance. So what is by objects? Objects are the basic runtime entities in the object-oriented system. An object is an entity that has state, behavior, and identity. So we are giving an example as a computer mouse is an object. It is considered as object with state and behavior. So in computer mouse, the state would be its color, size, and brand name. Its behavior would be left click, right click, etc. So what is meant by objects? So here we are given an example, the class student. Here the class student int roll number, string name, set roll number, display role, set name, and display name. Here the objects are students, right? So these are the class student. Here the class student is a class and objects are that particular students are the objects. So a class is an entity that helps the programmer to define new complex data types. So in class, objects are the variables. So a class is defined as data and behavior of the object. So object is classified as state and particular behavior. A class is defined as that object, data, and behavior. So in simple words, we can say it as class is a collection of objects with similar type. So example, mango, apple, orange are members of particular class called fruits. Here the fruit is a class. What are the types of fruits are called as objects? Then here given an example that class is a student, their roll number, name, then set name, their set roll number, right? In class, these are the objects. Data abstraction. Data abstraction refers to the act of representing essential features without including background details. That is, we are particularly enabling that we are abstracting particular data. So we are given an example as executable file of a program. So what is by that? So once we are creating a program and we are running the program, so we are creating and running the program, we are didn't know about the interior allocation of that program. So here that is known as executable file of a program. So what is my encapsulation? The process of binding data members and functions in a class is known as encapsulation. So encapsulation means process of binding data members and functions in a class, right? So what is meant by binding? So data members and methods are in one side of the class, another class is binded with particular data that we do not know. That is meant by encapsulation, the process of binding data members and functions in a class, right? With the help of this concept, data is not accessible to the outside world and only those functions which are declared as class can access it, right? What is my data hiding? This is same also as encapsulation. So basically encapsulation means data members and functions in a class promotes data hiding. The concept will help us to provide the essential features to the users to hide the details, right? What is my data hiding? Encapsulation. So in a class, what are the data, what are the objects that particular user needed means we are implementing that data, remaining one or hidden, that is called as hiding of data. So in private we are restricted access from outside class. In public we can access anywhere through the object, that is through the class object. Then inheritance. What is my inheritance? The process. Inheritance is the process by which objects of new class acquire the properties of objects of the existing class. So we are deriving the particular data. So the concept of inheritance provides the idea of reusability. We can use the data more than one time. This means that we can add additional features to an existing class without modifying it, right? The existing class, also known as base class or superclass. The new class is known as derived class or subclass, right? So here we are given an example for inheritance. Class vehicle. So in vehicle, fuel, amount, capacity and apply brakes. So the inheritance means it is derived as from the class vehicle we are deriving class bus, class car and class truck, right? So the class vehicle concept of behavior, right? Fuel, amount, capacity and apply brakes are same for class bus, class car and class truck. So we are using reusability concept in class bus, class car and class truck by the base class, class vehicle, right? So class bus, class car and class truck are derived class and class vehicle is a base class. Next one, polymorphism, the ability of an operator or function to take multiple forms. So poly means many, okay, right? So multiple forms is known as polymorphism. The process of making an operator to show different behaviors in different instances is known as operator overloading, and single function names named to perform different types of tasks is known as function overloading, right? So poly means many. So we are creating a class called shape draw. Here what are the shapes, right? Triangle, rectangle and circle. Thank you.